right, so somebody tell me what the first step is again. What's the first step, Elisha?
Read the questions.
All right, we're going to read the questions. So I'm going to go to my questions, which are over here. And right here. All right, number 1 says, it is doubtful that potato chips would have been a part of the American diet if. So my keywords that I'm going to underline, remember, I'm just modeling it for you right now, so you should be following along. It says doubtful. So that means that it probably wouldn't have happened, and some other things wouldn't have happened. So doubtful would not have been a part of the American diet if, and we have to figure out why. All right. Let me go for the answer choices, because that's our second step. It says livestock had not fed on corn, an individual had not preferred food prepared a certain way, Herman Lay had not merged with Frito, and consumers had not taken a liking to snack food. That's my answer choices. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, the purpose of this passage is to, so I know I'm looking for the purpose, that's my key word, is to recognize Thomas Jefferson's role in the history of the potato chip, convince readers that potato chips have become saltier over the years, relate how New Englanders in colonial times sold and bought potatoes, explain the historical development of the potato chip. Number 3, mechanical potato peelers. That's my key word, mechanical potato peelers, because I'm trying to find out how these relate to this particular question. It says, made it possible for potato chips to become a top-selling snack food, assisted in the preservation process of potato chips, became a problem in the 1920s, or were only used in specialty shops. And lastly, number 4 says, what did Herman Lay do before he increased his line of products and merged with Frito? So, before is a key word. Herman Lay is definitely a key word. So what did Herman Lay do before he increased his line of products and merged with Frito-Lay? A, he went back to New England and expanded his business. B, he sold potato chips to starving grocers out of the trunk of his car. C, he was employed as a chef at the Moon Lake Lodge. Or D, did he introduce French fried potatoes to Thomas Jefferson? Okay. So now that we've done that, we went through our questions and our answer choices. What's the third step, Kyle? Is to read the passage. Before I even read the passage, though, I want to do something that's called chunking the text. I'm going to chunk the text. And when I chunk the text, that means I'm going to break it up into smaller parts. So, this first, and you can do this on your papers. I'm going to take this first paragraph and put brackets around it. That's paragraph 1. I'm going to take the second paragraph, put brackets around it. That's 2. Paragraph 3. Paragraph 4. Oh, this is 4. Paragraph 5. And then this is going to be paragraph 6. So now I've broken the information into smaller chunks so that when I'm going back and forth, it's easier for me to determine what paragraph I need to look at to get the correct answer. So that's the first way I can break down the information. The next step is I'm supposed to see the question, look at the title and circle or underline any keywords in the title. However, this particular article or passage does not have a title, so I'm going to not do that part. I'm just going to start reading, and as I'm reading, I'm underlining keywords and phrases, and I'm underlining the main idea of that particular paragraph. It says, as a world food, potatoes are second in human consumption only to rice, and as thin, salty, crispy chips, they are America's favorite snack food. Potato chips originated in New England as one of man's variation on the French fried potato. Their production was not the result of someone's invention, but of someone being hard to please. That's interesting. That sounds like it's the main idea of that paragraph. And I remember in question number 1, it talked about how the potato chip became a part of the American diet. So I know that the information in this paragraph is going to relate to question number 1. So I'm going to put Q1 here so that when I go back to question number 1, I know where I can look for the answer at. Let me put this down. All right. Next paragraph says, in the summer of 1853, American Indian George Crumb was employed as a chef at an elegant resort in Saratoga Springs, New York. To me, that's important, so I'm going to underline it. On Moon Lake Lodge's restaurant menu were French fried potatoes prepared by Crumb in the usual thick-cut French style that was popular in France. Thomas Jefferson, an ambassador to France, enjoyed this style of potato so much that he brought the recipe to America and served French fried potatoes to guests at Monticello's. The dish became popular and was considered serious dinner fare. But underline all of that, Thomas Jefferson enjoyed it. He brought it back to America. It was served at Monticello, and the dish was popular and considered popular dinner fare. One evening at Moon Lake Lodge, a dinner guest found Chef Crumb's French fries too thick to his liking and sent the order back. So Crumb cut and fried a thinner batch, but these two met the guests with disapproval. Exasperated, Crumb decided to irritate the guests even more by making French fries that were too thin and crispy to eat with a fork. That's important. He decided to irritate the guests by making French fries that were too thin and crispy to eat with a fork. But the plan backfired. I'm going to underline that. The guest was ecstatic over the brown, paper-thin potatoes, so they were happy about it. I'm going to underline that. Other diners requested Crumb's potato chips, which began to appear on the menu as Saratoga chips, a house specialty. Soon the chips were packaged and sold, first locally, then throughout the New England area. Crumb eventually opened his own restaurant featuring chips. At that time, potatoes were tediously peeled and sliced by hand. It was the invention of the mechanical potato peeler in the 1920s that paved the way for the potato chips to soar from a small specialty item to a top-selling snack. So I'm going to underline that because that was important. I remember one of my questions talked about the potato peeler. So all of this is relevant because it talks about how the potato peeler made it easier for potato chips to become a snack food. All right, for several decades after their creation, potato chips were largely a northern dinner dish. In the 1920s, Herman Lay, a traveling salesman in the South, helped to popularize the food from Atlanta to Tennessee. That's important because I remember in one of the questions we talked about Herman Lay. Lay sold potato chips to Southern grocers out of the trunk of his car. He soon built a business and name that would become synonymous with the thin, salty snack. Lay's potato chips became the first successfully marketed national brand. In 1961, Herman Lay increased his line of goods and merged his company with Frito. Okay, so that's important. He increased his line of goods and merged his company with Frito, the Dallas-based producer of such snack foods as Frito corn chips. Americans today consume more potato chips and Fritos and French fries than any other people in the world. This is what's that word right there? I can't see. From colonial times when the New Englanders, for the most part, sold them while potatoes to be used as food for pigs and other livestock. All right, so